Hello, everyone. This is Pat Rainville with the Angel Divination YouTube channel with our reading for Saturday, the 15th of December, 2012. So, it is with great sadness today that I want to send my heartfelt sympathies out to the families of those in Connecticut here in the United States for the tragic shooting that occurred yesterday. And I also understand that something very similar took place in China. And my heartfelt sympathies go out to those families as well. There's no question that right now, as we're on the countdown of 1 week left till the winter solstice date, which marks the end of the Mayan calendar and the end of this world age. And I would emphasize again, it's not an ending of the world, but I would say, and I do feel that, the intensities right now, it's an intense time, and it's really important for all of us to stay centered and grounded and peaceful as much as we can. Things like this, as I hope there's no more as the week goes on, certainly, but it's very hard not to get rattled by it. And there was also quite a bit of, earth changes going on. There was a couple of earthquakes in California. There's a cyclone that's around the Australia, New Zealand area, and people in Samoa. I heard that 2,000 people lost their homes. So it's really time to buckle our seatbelts, because it could be a very intense week from here. And we need to marshal our energies to stay in a compassionate, heart-centered place and to focus on peace. Because what often happens is when the more negative forces in the world don't want to see us grow and change and become more filled with light, they wield their own force to have an effect upon that, to do things that rattle us and unsettle us, to make us question our faith. So, let's all do what we can to stay strong. And so for today's reading, and I'm going to make an announcement too at the end of this reading, because we are going to have another World Peace meditation. I'm putting together one for Sunday evening together with Angel and Robin at Conscious Dreamer 1, and there'll be quite a few others from the YouTube community here. And I will put the information for this below. It's going to be a new meditation or even a meditation series, because if we need to do these every day, then that's what we'll do. And it's called Peace on Earth Through Peace of Mind. And I hope you'll consider joining us. I will put the information for that call down below. It's going to take place at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. We are going to record it. I know that's not always a great time for people over in Europe. I do apologize. Unfortunately, it's because of my schedule, it's the time I have available to do it. But anyways, moving forward, for today's reading, I'm going to be calling on the healing with the fairies, because it's Saturday and it's Fairy Day. And I also wanted to call on Raphael for his message of healing for us all. So, with taking a deep breath, let's start with the fairies and see what the fairies' message is for us today, for all of us who are watching these videos. Oh, the card that's jumped out is kindness. And it almost goes without saying, I think you will see in the world today many, many acts of kindness. I think people have already been doing a lot of work, that even though they're saddened by events that have taken place, it does also cause that element of kindness to grow within us, and we extend kindnesses to those around us, and it softens our heart in many ways. So I think you will see many acts of kindness and gallantry today, and I certainly hope that's the case. And I want to say it's also a reminder um, to focus upon, what we can do to be kind to those in need and not get too caught up in the dramas, because events like these always bring up dramas, where people start arguing about certain subjects. Should we have gun control? Should we not? Should there be police in schools? Should there not? And it's about remembering what's going to engender kindness, because kindness spreads also. Um, there's a phrase I'm reminded of that was a play on the words. There used to be a phrase called random acts of violence that was, used quite a bit. And sometimes, as we saw yesterday, those do happen. But we can counter it with random acts of kindness and senseless beauty. It's about doing those undercover kinds of kindness where you sort of do just anonymous nice things for people. And that can be just as powerful and just as beneficial, even more so than any act of violence. So the fairies want us to remember kindness today in all of our endeavors. The best way to soften the tide of violence is to take the time to be kind to somebody and look past the surface personalities and see the light that's within everybody. Everyone in the world, or everyone that you may encounter today, is going to be maybe troubled. They may be unsettled by world events, and when fear gets into and that unsettling feeling gets into our gets into our unconscious, it causes us to do things out of desperation, or causes people to do things out of desperation sometimes. So that's why the fairies are urging us to remember kindness. To remember to be kind to people, because everybody's a little shaken, everybody's a little worried, and sometimes that makes us act in desperate ways. So anyways, the other card that popped out was make music. Okay, and because music is so incredibly healing, and I'm sure there are many artists out there who have been inspired, maybe to create some new piece of music, or actually, as we've seen recently, I know here in America we saw recently on 12/12/12 there was a concert by many of our most popular artists, Bruce Springsteen, John Bon Jovi, Billy Joel, and many others, to do a benefit for the people of New Jersey who lost their homes in the Hurricane Sandy. And it is a good way to bring people together. But there are people all over the world now who, because of world events, may have lost their homes. So music can bring us all together and can help to heal our hearts. In the end, we may have lost our homes, but we still have each other, and we can still band together and use music as a way of staying connected and to heal ourselves and our hearts. All right, let's see what Raphael's message is today. Raphael, healer of all, healing angel, who provides God's healing love to situations. Let's see. Prayer works. So he's reminding us to continue praying. And look, isn't this a beautiful picture of him embracing a child? And, I do honestly believe he's urging us to pray for the children, the ones who lost their lives yesterday, as well as, the many who may be homeless now. Maybe they lost parents in other world events. So it says, Dear God and Archangel Raphael, thank you for hearing and answering our prayers, and add your own prayer to the bottom of that. So I know our prayers go out to people throughout the world, because there are people who are in every area of the world, have, just about now, who have suffered some kind of misfortune. And let's see what else Raphael wants to let us know about this. So continue to be vigilant in our prayers for peace, for healing, for justice in many cases as well. Raphael, stay positive. It says, Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for helping me be optimistic and take the appropriate action steps that support my health. Okay? So, when I see that card, um, it's a reminder that, in these situations where when we're unsure what to do, but we'd like to do something to help. We feel the need to do something. Call on the angels so that you're taking guided action, whether it's Archangel Raphael or even Archangel Azrael, who's an angel that helps us deal with loss. Okay? They can help you to find the right words, the right gestures to help, be an earth angel to somebody else, to ease their pain and help them in their discomfort, or to help you, lead others in staying optimistic, and to, help to keep your faith. And, there's for one, please remember, for every one act of horrible violence, there are thousands, even millions of acts of kindnesses that go on in the world that don't get recognized. Okay, remember that. The odds are still in our favor. Okay, it's not what happens to us, it's how we react to it, how we deal with it that makes the important difference. Okay, so I leave you with these messages today. I hope they resonate with you. I hope they bring you some kind of comfort. And I hope that you'll please join us for our meditation, Peace on Earth through Peace of Mind. I'll put the information for it below. Once again, it's free. You don't have to sign up for it. You can either just join us on the telephone or on the webcast, and we'll be delighted and happy to have you there. And it's organized by myself, Angel of the Angel Steve channel, and Spirit Connections with Angel, and Robin at Conscious Dreamer 1, and there'll be others that other YouTube readers that invited as well to take part and lead part of our meditation. So take care, everyone. I hope you have a lovely Saturday.